Hello, it's me, Chief Dr. Benji. How are things? Hope things are well with you. Back with Canary Island. So after the last game you saw, we got an absolute pasting from Cardiff City. But since then, things have been on the up. We've had our league form improve dramatically. And I'll show you first some highlights of just how. So the first game to show you the highlight of was Norwich 1, Watford 0. Obviously Watford came up with us when we got promoted, and we started off really well, grabbing a goal from close range, and that put us sort of at the front foot. That was the game after the Cardiff game actually, and it changed things around a bit. One of the more impressive results we got, despite not having the best of the game, was against Southampton away from home. The first goal coming from Nathan Redmond, finishing well after a ball was chipped over the top. Magnus Schneidlin struck back with a very well placed effort, so that made it 1-1. And then substitute Harry Kane, Johnny Howson and Harry Kane, when he changed the game actually, they both came on, and Harry Kane gets his first goal for the club. And you know, happiness everywhere. The next game was a bit of a thriller. It was Norwich 3, Everton 3. I'm being a bit more selective with the highlights. I should say that they're not all the games we played. We played about 8 or so. Some of them were 1-0, some of them were draws. I just thought I'd go with the best of the bunch. Everton started the better actually. They got the first goal. It was a really end-to-end game, as most 3-3s are. They got the first, Morales, then Elliot Bennett getting his. Weird goalkeeping from Tim Howard there. If you've seen that, you'll see that Tim Howard dallies. Then the ball's flicked through. Nathan Redmond's onto it, slots it past Tim Howard, and 2-1 up against Everton after getting battered by Cardiff. You think things are looking pretty good. Ross Barkley scored though, and I was pegged back once again. But then Harry Kane scores a penalty. Kiyotaki got fouled for that one. He's been brilliant for us. Now this goal here, I did tweet about this at the time, but I've not seen a decision as bad as this. So much so that we're going to watch it in slow motion in the 2D. So the shot comes in, 3 players are offside, it's saved, and then Kevin Morales pops it in. Where's the justice? That's what I ask. Where is the justice? But never mind, I'll get over it eventually. I still haven't, but I will get over it at some point soon. And then the final game, the game that precedes the one we're about to do, was against Arsenal. We took the lead. Kiyotaki on the score sheet. Sadly, though, it didn't last all that long. Sanchez, obviously, this is his second season now with Arsenal in game, goes on an amazing run. We'll enjoy it together. Plays a lovely kind of tackled 1-2 and slots it. Anyway, that's how the fixtures went. We'll look at a little bit in more depth of what happened, and then we'll get into the Manchester United game. So there were the highlights. The first game we played then was against Cardiff, and we lost 4-0. You were with me for that one. It was an absolute, I don't even know what happened, to be honest. I've got no idea. But things took a turn for the better. We've only lost one game since then. That was away at QPR, which was a bit irritating. Admittedly, our fixtures haven't been that difficult. Beating Palace, Southampton, Sunderland on the way to this fixture, getting respectable draws against Everton and Arsenal, and losing on penalties to Liverpool in the Cup, which I'm not too bothered. I could be upset, but I'm not. So that brings us to Manchester United. Now we look at the squad. Shall we see who's been doing things for us? The goal scorers have been really interesting actually, because we've not had a consistent striker. I've been playing a mix of Joel Campbell, Harry Kane, and Lewis Grabban. It's a bit of mix and match really, because none of them have really done that well, but they've always come off the bench and done quite well. It's a bit weird. If you could tell, I've got a cold. I can't help it. I sound like I'm in some sort of robotic time machine. Better. I can only apologise for that. But yeah, the squad isn't that settled up top, but it's getting results, and it seems to be the fact we're playing Redmond, Kiyotaki and Bennett in behind the 3. I've now got a cell midfield of Cork and Vadis who are playing really well. And actually, Martin Olsen has just come back from an injury layoff, and Basong and Susie at the back have been, they've been pretty strong. Russell Martin, a player that I thought I might have to kind of replace coming into this game, has just been doing really well for me. He's actually done particularly well in terms of league stats. He was before on some of these lists. He's not anymore. How embarrassing. Okay, never mind. So the league table, it may surprise you to see, is looking a little bit like this. So we're on 15 points, level on points with Tottenham, ahead of Manchester City and Arsenal. But as previously mentioned, the games we've played haven't been that tricky. We've got a very tough run coming back. And after this game, I'm going to come back for the FA Cup game. So I'm going to come back after our really tough run of fixtures, and we'll see how we've fared with those. So we're going to do FA Cup, and then we're going to go to the QPR game. So we're going to do, once again, a January transfer special, if that's something you'd like to see. If you like the January special stuff, we did one before, let me know if you liked it so much that you'd like to see it again. Now, it looks to me like Manchester United are playing a very defensive formation. Van Gaal is in charge, although it says Jan Jansen. It is in fact Lou Van Gaal. Something to do with licensing of teams. So the squad for this game, we'll keep it as it is. Harry Kane actually has been... The reason I'm starting with Harry Kane is he holds the ball up a little bit better than Graben and Joel Campbell. Robinho, you may have seen, isn't even on the bench for this game. He's just a bit shit now. And that's as brutal and as honest as I can possibly be. Nobody expects us to get a result. Go out there and enjoy yourselves. I'm going to tell them I've got faith. I'm going to be like, enjoy yourself, but come on, like, we can put a good effort in here. So then, once again, Ben, you've been making things, haven't you? So you haven't got it right for everyone to watch. There we go. Right then, we're laughing. Speed this up a tad. And we're into the game. Now, obviously, we've had a spirited draw against Arsenal. And in that game, you saw the highlights of it. It was 1-1. But we had 18 shots. I think they had 15. If you saw the sort of the pre-highlight screen thing, you'll have noticed that. And I will admit, I've picked a tough game to try and live com, especially when it's against Man United. You obviously want to pick the easier games. And, well, I say you want to pick the easier games. I just think I don't want to say it looks suspicious. And I probably shouldn't even mention this, really. But it just looks a bit weird, doesn't it, when I live com, suck, go away, do well, come back, and live com again. But then again, I show you all the highlights, and it would be pointless to lose to QPR and allow that to stand, I guess. But yeah, 1-0 down. But do you know what? I'm not even that upset. I feel like 1-0 against Manchester United is no disgrace whatsoever. I'm going to tell them they can do better. Let's have a look. Shall we change anything around? That's the question. I might bring Johnny House on. He's a bit more... I don't know, he just runs in midfield a bit more. He's a bit more energetic. And we're only 1-0 down. It's not the end of the world. We've got plenty of time to pull this round. And our league form has been surprisingly good. Kiyotaki, by the way, is like the best player to manage ever. He's so like, that is insanely good. And he scores. And that makes it feel good. Well done, Kiyotaki, my friend. I was bigging him up, but then he goes and gets himself a goal. Admittedly from a rebound, but we'll take it. Kiyotaki slides it through the first one. You could think Harry Kane should probably finish that. And but luckily, Kiyotaki's on hand to nod it into a somewhat empty net. So there we go, 1-1. Maybe is a win in the offing. We really, honestly, from watching the highlights of the game, we absolutely dominated Arsenal. 1-1 was annoying. In the second half of that game, we had so many chances, and Martin Olsen has been caught in possession. And now Manchester United may be able to muster up an attack. It's interesting they're playing the Louis van Gaal 3 at the back formation, and Van Persie has been set through and hammered one into the top left-hand corner. Now we've got a couple of easy games, and then we've got a bit of a tough run to go on. But as you can see, against the better sides, we're not really we're not awful. It's not like the Cardiff game. The Cardiff game was I think it was just a freak result. It was just, I don't know what to put it down to. Hopefully it doesn't cost us come the end of the year. And Van Persie was in there, but it's been given as an offside. 70 minutes gone. We'll try and win the game. Why wouldn't we try and win it? Harry Kane's had an okay game. In fact, I'm going to switch those two around. I'm going to put Graben up top, add a little bit of pace in there, take Graben and Redmond off because they were struggling for form and fitness between them. And with 20 minutes to go, we'll try and pull something out of the bag. We're playing on counter, but I'm kind of happy with that because they're playing quite a defensive formation. And the time is whittled down there like nobody's business. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the game. But 2-1, it's no disgrace. You could easily see us getting bad in this sort of game, and the fact we haven't done gives me a little bit of hope for the rest of the season. Don't worry about the result. Martin Olsen, chill. Okay, apparently they dominated us in all areas, but teams have been doing, and we've still been getting results. So that's no disgrace. 15 points after 10 games. I would have taken that coming into the season. Obviously, you can see our sort of Cardiff beat us. I can't believe that. So Cardiff suck then. Oh, that is ridiculous. Cardiff beat us and then haven't done anything since. Oh, how irritating is that? Okay, well, never mind. Maybe they've had a tough run of games. There's no time to look into that. So we leave the game looking pretty good. I hope you're enjoying the save. If you've enjoyed watching the video, please leave a like. Until next time, when I bring you a game in the FA Cup third round, whichever that may be, I'll see you next time. From me, Dr. Benji. Goodbye.